Right. Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a good one. So I've been getting a lot of questions about, how to buy a stock. Just going all the way from the beginning, ground level, stock buying 101. So I'm going to do a quick, easy video here to show you exactly how you can buy a stock because, unfortunately, a lot of people think this is harder than it really is, and it actually is pretty simple once you kind of just get accustomed to the interface and how to do things. So I'm going to show you just a simple way to buy stock. This is using a real brokerage. I prefer Charles Schwab. Right here, I'm already logged in. But most brokerages are generally the same. You got Charles Schwab, E-Trade, TD Ameritrade, Ally. There's so many options now. If you're a super beginner, you can even use Robinhood on your phone. I'm not really a big fan of Robinhood anymore. They basically sell your data to their parent company and they use it. Sometimes I feel like they can kind of use that information against you in certain ways, in terms of when the big boys are short selling. I don't really want to get into that today. So I do think it's best to use a traditional broker when possible on your computer. The main reason I use Charles Schwab is because this is the brokerage that I happened to be taught on however many years ago. And since I was taught using this is where I'm most comfortable. And I think it's most user friendly. I will say the best I've ever seen in terms of the most features and the best looking charts and everything is TD Ameritrade. They have something called Thinkorswim. I love it. That is amazing, but it is a bit more advanced and it's not user friendly. So you would need to be a bit more of a savvy investor before hopping on to Thinkorswim. With that, log into your account. Like I said, it's whatever brokerage you use, you'll have some similar options as this, but I'm just going to show you on Schwab. And if you haven't invested before, then you're welcome to open up a Schwab account and do it exactly like I'm doing it. When you log into your account, you'll be on the accounts page. The only reason I'm not is because I didn't want to show my balance and all of my investments and get too sidetracked or, personal information. So wherever you are, you go up here, you see these different columns, you'll go to trade. Okay. Now you can go to trade stocks right here under stocks and ETFs. You can go there, or you can go to all-in-one trade ticket. They're both generally the same thing. In your case, you're probably not going to have to worry about this, but I'm just going to show you. It's possible for you to have multiple accounts that you can trade in. I actually have three. So I have the custodial brokerages. That essentially means those are two different stock accounts that I have with my kids that are in their names where I buy stocks for them. I may do a video on that at some point, but it's essentially a way you can buy stocks in your kids' names. And if you choose to convert it to a 529 plan before they turn 18 for college, you can. Or if they get full scholarships, you can leave it as stock for them to use for something else. So I'm a big proponent of that. This one in the middle is the main account that I invest and trade in. It says designated beneficiary joint because my kids are the beneficiaries on it. So anyway, once you're there, it'll show you how much you have available to trade. So you can see right now I've only got $50, not very much, because most of my money is invested into the market. So you'll go to symbol. This is where you'll type in your stock symbol. Every company that trades on the stock market has a symbol. And over time, you're going to learn to memorize them just because you just end up memorizing them. But even if you don't, you can type in the name of the company and it'll tell you what it is. So if I put in Ford, it'll pull up Ford Motor Company here. I had never even heard of this one. And I can click on it. It'll show me the company, how much their stock is trading for, $12.86. One important thing. The stock market hours are 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Those are the main core hours of the stock market. There is something called pre-market and aftermarket. and there are ways you can buy stock a little bit before it opens. I think that starts at 8 a.m. and the aftermarket goes until I think 8 p.m. I don't think I have to do that today because that's not something you're going to be concerned about. But generally, just keep in mind 9:30 a.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. Those are the core hours of the stock market. And later on, you'll learn that there are strategic times when you want to buy and sell. There are certain times of the day you want to look to buy, certain times to sell. You can go back midday. That's a whole different science in itself. And also, on the West Coast, that means you pretty much have to get up at 6:30 in the morning. The stock market's already up and running. And a lot of times when you're really investing, you'll do some research in the mornings beforehand. So people on the West Coast are up very early. All right. Anyway, let me stay focused. Nope, that's too much. So today I'm going to just look at AT&T since I only have $50. So normally during open market hours, the price here may change, and you can click on refresh all quotes to get the most updated price just to make sure you're keeping up, because sometimes depending on what the stock is, this price can move rapidly. All right, here, that's the price right now, $27.33. All right, you have the bid size and the ask. What those mean isn't important. My goal is to keep it simple, and a lot of times getting into the weeds gets people confused. What you want to remember, you buy at the ask, you sell at the bid. Buy at the ask, sell at the bid. So if you're looking to buy shares and you're putting in a price that you're looking to purchase, your price would need to be at least this amount in order to get filled. And if you're holding shares looking to sell, then you would sell at this price. Okay. Also, today's range. So it'll kind of just give you an idea of about the range it's traded in for the day. So today, even though the market's closed, it's just letting me know that the lowest price it was at today was $27.25. The highest price was $27.61. It also gives me the year 52-week range. That's giving you the range it's been at for the whole year. So 26.35, absolute lowest price for the whole year. The highest was 33.88. So it just gives you some good background information to know, although you should know already. Actually, if you wanted to, you can click on the chart. Hopefully that's going to show. Here we go. And you can even look at your chart to do some analysis here. Now for actual chart, because there's a whole science to how you analyze a chart. We're not doing that today. I actually prefer using a different site for my chart analysis before buying, and I would recommend the same. But you can do it here. Actually, they've made some improvements. This is pretty nice. I didn't realize you could do this. You do these little bars. That's part of what you want to do. So I didn't know you could do that. Anyhow, select action. If I'm going to buy, I click on buy. If I'm going to sell, I click on sell. All right. I don't hold any right now. If you're selling, it's going to automatically show you how many shares you hold currently. So since I don't have any, it's not showing that. Quantity, 100, definitely not. I'll just put in 1. Reinvest dividends, I would say typically yes. AT&T stock, one of the main reasons people buy AT&T is they're very big on dividends, and dividends are a source of income for people in retirement. I would have to go back and look up how much AT&T's dividend is. Let's see. That's not showing me exactly. Okay. So their dividend is 52 cents a share. Okay. So that doesn't sound like much, but let's see. If somebody has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, no, hold on. If somebody has $1 million of AT&T stock, roughly 36,000 shares times, that would give them $19,000 a quarter because they pay out dividends every quarter that they could earn in basically dividend income, residual income. And there are people that do that, especially former employees, people that worked for Coke. So that's a whole different retirement strategy where a lot of people will just hold stock. Certain companies are big on paying dividends. That's a whole thing you can research. Dividend paying stocks, dividend paying companies. Traditionally, AT&T has always been a big one, such as Coca-Cola, same thing. So in that sense, actually, if you were retired, you wouldn't want to check this because you want the dividend payments to come to you in your account that you could withdraw. But if you're not retired, then you would say yes, and then that would mean those dividend payments are reinvested to buy you more shares, and that allows your account to continue to grow over time on its own. So that's a pretty powerful thing. Limit price. This basically means if you really care about getting the best possible deal, you can name the price you're willing to pay. So like I said, you buy at the ask. So if you want to make sure it gets filled, you would put in $27.35 to match the price. Sometimes when you go ahead and move forward and submit, the price may have already gone up now. And if that's the case, it will sit there and it won't fill, and you would have to just wait it out or come back later and edit it and put in a new price. Some people that are really big on getting a best deal, they may even put in $27.30 and just say, I'm willing to wait, and the market's going to go up and down, and I think I'm going to hit my price. Some people do that. I typically don't like playing those kind of games. I'm impatient, so I may even put in $27.38, a little bit more than necessary, just to make sure I get filled quick. Because to me, 3 cents, I don't care. But if you're buying 1,000 shares, maybe 3 cents matters. So it's up to you. That's what that means. You can also go to market order. Market basically will just say, okay, you buy it from me at the best price you can find, and they will generally, they're supposed to buy it at the lowest price they can, but I'll be honest, sometimes they just put it through at any price, and you don't always get the best price doing market. It's only a matter of a few cents, but some people care, and they'll make sure they want the exact price. Like I said, I normally will just go 1 or 2 pennies over. Day only means when I submit this, it's going to try to get me this stock only today. Or I can go good until canceled. That means this is going to sit here for at least 2 months until it hits, which that takes a lot of patience. That's all we'll need to talk about for now. Okay, so I normally just do day only. You click on, so it tells you based on this one share, that's the price I named. That's how much I'm expected to pay. You click on review order. It's showing you here, you're looking to buy 1 share of AT&T stock. It's T, their symbol is T. 1 share of T at this price, that's my limit price, today only. Reinvest dividends, yes. Here's the company, the different information we saw earlier. A lot of times it'll show you some little messages here if there's any kind of warning. So it tells me, hey, your price that you put in is higher than what they're asking, $27.35. So verify you've entered it correctly. Basically just meaning, hey, you're going to probably end up executing this purchase. Make sure you're sure. Dividends will be reinvested. The market is now closed. So since the market's closed, it would normally just hold my request until the next day. And at 9:30 in the morning, when the stock market opens, it'll immediately send my request out trying to buy it. Normally, you wouldn't put in a lot of stock orders at night like this because so much can change between today and tomorrow. Tomorrow, the stock, there may be some big AT&T announcement about a merger or a new CEO or their sales volumes for the quarter, anything. And their stock could be $5 higher tomorrow, and then I end up not getting filled, or tomorrow maybe something bad happened and the stock drops 10% and I end up putting in this price that's too high. I'll end up paying too much. So a lot of times I would wait until the market's open before putting in my order. But again, I'm just doing this now just as a example. So I'm going to check the box because I'm cool. I agree, and I click on place order. That's it. Order received. Now, you can place another order. Typically, you go to order status and it'll show you what's going on. Okay. So here, this is showing something I was testing before I started recording. So that just shows what I did earlier. So right here, this is what I just did. My buy request, 1 share. My price request, $27.38. Today only. The time I submitted it, reinvest dividends, my order number, and open. Open means that stock request has not been filled yet, and it's still trying to get that stock order filled. And it'll stay open until it buys it at the price I want it. If the price, let's say the price is $30 tomorrow, and my request for $27.38 is too low, it will basically stay open. It will never get filled. And in that case, you would have to click on change, and then you would go back and you would put in a new price. I'll go ahead and click on it. Change, and I'll put in $30 because the price increased a lot. So now I'm willing to keep paying a little bit more, and that'll go back to the same verification screen. I'll say yes. Now I can go back here, and it shows the previous request for $27.38 has been canceled. My new request for $30 is now open. So that's how you could do that if the price was changing a lot during the day, which that does happen. And since this is just a demonstration, and I don't actually want AT&T, I'm going to click on cancel order, and that's it. So it has been canceled. And ordinarily, if it fills and it'll say your stock has been filled, then you go back to your account page and you go back to your summary, and it'll show you all the different stocks that you own in your account, how much each one is worth, how much it's gone up or down each day. And you have a lot of different options. You can go to market value and it'll show you like how your account has fared over the past 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. That's pretty cool. You can look at transaction history to see all the different buys and sells you've done. In case you forgot or you want to go back and check your records. That one thing about brokerage accounts is they're very, very, very organized. So any kind of data, spreadsheets, anything you need, they have all that for you, especially for your tax implications. Your realized gains or losses. So all that is very, very helpful. One thing I'll say, when you're buying stocks, one of the great things to know is that if you hold a stock for at least 366 days, your taxable liability is 15%. That's one of the best tax rates in the game. And if your profit is higher than, I believe it's 400,000, then it's 20%. So even that is negligible compared to if you worked at Wendy's as a cashier or a manager, let's say a manager at Wendy's, and you're making $41,000, you'd pay a higher tax percentage on that than you would if you had $1 million profit in your stock account that you held for 366 days, because you're paying 20%, whereas that other person at Wendy's would pay like 25% or something like that, 23%. So that's one of the secrets. There's certain things you can do to get better, more favorable tax situations or scenarios, and this is one of them, among many others. So that's pretty much it. I wanted to just kind of go through that. It's like I said, it's very simple. There's a lot of other great features and options you have on here that we can go more in depth into at a later date. As always, let me know in the comment section if you have any questions. And happy trading, happy investing.